are back. Welcome to another episode of Off the Leash, brought to you by the Racing Post in association with Premier Greyhound Racing, episode 71. And this week, the stars of the future are on show down at Romford. It is the Puppy Cup first round heats, and as ever, Tony Bullen, the Racing Post, joins us. Tony, exciting times ahead, some exciting youngsters, one in particular.
Yeah, it's quite a standout one this year for sure. I mean, the anti-post market's pretty lopsided. It's often an event that throws up numerous stars of the future, Dave. The locals have had pretty much a stranglehold in recent times, but it looks like there's something very special in this year's crop.
And a huge story as well that we'll be bringing you a little bit later on the show. Really exciting one as well. So do stay with us here on the Racing Post YouTube channel. Do get involved as well if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on the Racing Post Grounds Facebook page, get involved. Give us a like. Put your comments in below. Will the good thing in this year's Puppy Cup be beaten or not? Do you want to play? We've got a short price favourite as well for the East Anglian Derby down at Yarmouth. Now, we're recording this on Wednesday morning, and the Yarmouth action is tonight. So we've got a short shelf life, but we will give you a little burst on that competition at the end of the show as well. I think we should just jump straight in, Tony, to the 6 first-round heats on Friday night at Romford. 400 metres, of course, we know the start is absolutely crucial. The nature of the track with the short straights and tight turns make it a bit of a leveller, as you've probably heard Tony say a number of times on this show. Any given Friday night at Romford, anything can happen, but we have got a red-hot favourite who we will get to, but this is heat number 1. Action kicks off 7:11 on Friday night. Bubbly Amber 9-2, Underground Fizz 5-2, Dunstall Grove 4-1, The Other Wink 7-2, 10 on Fire 3s, and Feeling the Love at 7-2. A very competitive race to kick us off. Tip of the hat to Ladbrokes and Coral's first 2 out the boxes with the prices outright and heat betting. How do you see this one, Tony?
As you say, Duff, it's a wide open contest. I mean, the Underground Fizz Dogs moved well enough in a recent trial, but I'm not sure she's got the early pace to sort of. She's going to have to ride her luck early, and I took a chance with Feeling the Love here. I know he hasn't really struck a telling blow in his opening couple of races, but he came out to sales back in July, improved with each look round in his qualifying trials, and I just think if he can just start to brush up on his trapping, the improvement might come. So he was the one that I was probably looking at in this opening heat.
Yeah, he goes in trap 6. No match for the monster that is Magical Luca. That is, of course, the dog who is referencing as the one to beat in this competition. Bumped into him last week. I really like the attitude of Ted on Fire. He's only had 11 races, 6 wins already for Yarmouth trainer John Mullins. I just think if it gets a little bit rough and ready at the turn, this will be the dog to maybe knuckle down the far side and maybe get the job done. But it's very competitive. We've got some skinny ones to come, but not one there. It is 5-2, 3-1 the field in the open. Now, let's move to heat number 2 then, the 7:27 and the first of the odds-on jollies. Droopy's all the way on the inside here, 7:27, 4-5, the jolly. Birthday Bullet 12, Droopy's Tiffany 10s, Bowman Sheeran 6-1, Aero Espresso 8, and Romantic Romeo at 3-1. Now, I mentioned first of the odds-on jollies. This one's quite lightly raced, Droopy's all the way on the inside. He's obviously owned by Kern Russian, who owned Superstar Space Jet a couple of years ago, Tony. And he tends to own a good one, does Kern?
Yeah, he does have an above-average type, does Kern. And, I mean, Droopy's all the way. They must have thought, well, very exciting start to his career when winning on debut. Not really come forward since, but I think you'd be delighted with the draw. The way the draw's worked out on both counts, I feel, is a massive boost for Droopy's all the way, and I think he'll make the most of this good position on the inside in this particular heat.
Yeah, 2 votes for Droopy's all the way. Paul Young again with trap 1 there. Just the 5 starts, 1 win and 1 second, but a nice draw. Being up the rail is absolutely crucial. We've all got to get round you at Romford, and Droopy's all the way in the box seat there. Heat 2. This is heat 3, 7:44. And another odds-on jolly, Vermithor in the red jacket for the champion trainer Mark Wallace of the MWD partnership. Noelle 7-2, head for Toby 12s, Aero Najum 5s, Dealish Top Boy 13-2, and Scooby Diamond at 8-1. Is it a case of copy and paste, red jacket again here, Tony, the draw being absolutely crucial?
Yeah, I'm going to be with 1, but again, I wouldn't be getting too carried away with even the trial. Like he's sort of, it's all right running at Toasters and Monmore. As I say, putting up a time in a trial, yeah, he's clearly got speed, the dog, but you still have to get it right at Romford. And I'm going to be with one, but don't rule out. I know Leash Top Boy didn't really feature in a trial stake, but that 26.76 at Oxford suggests that the dog's got a bit of pace about him, and he could improve a bundle for that look round. The only worry is he is flanked by a bit of pace, so that was a reason I was swaying towards Verm before.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. It takes a pup some going. 26.76 the calculated time for Delish Top Boy. And Mr. J.S. Porter has owned some brilliant dogs around the years, formerly a trainer with Patrick Janssens, I think. Now with Kevin Hutton with this one, October 23. Not to be overlooked, but again, the dog on the inside here, Vermithor, they've all got to get round that one at the turn. Right then, heat number 4. And here comes the anti-post Jolly, who is, I think, around about 8 to 15. We'll get onto that. Going to be a very short price here as well. Magical Luca. I think 7 from 7 in Ireland, 2 from 2 now in the UK. Let's give you the show and the draw. Tasty Turkish 10 to 1. Henry's Rex 12. Zenith Jim Bomb Bomb at 25s. Magical Luca 1 to 5. Pro Uno 25s. And Jack Tavern Don 11 to 2. Who did it nicely himself last time out, but nothing quite like this. This was the Novice Stakes final over the 400 metres. He impressed on debut, Tony, and he did it again here in the final. 23.51 out of trap 4. Bluey Bullet in 5. Feeling the love in 6. This was brilliant. This dog was sensational in trials, good on debut, and brilliant again here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just phenomenal. The runs in Tralee. I mean, he's not only dipped under the 24-second barrier on each occasion, he's obliterated it. And special dogs, only special dogs do that. A youngster as well. He didn't start when making a winning debut the previous week, but he found a start last week and found 17 spots. I mean, it's freaky. You think to yourself, can he get faster? He potentially could. The way he runs the first 2 bends and back straight, he's clearly the dog to beat. And if he gets it right, he's clearly superior. It's like a heavyweight being in with featherweights.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a column in the Racing Post on Monday just sort of eulogising about this dog and the excitement around him. Romford's my local track. I've been going there for sort of 30 years without giving away my age too much. And I've never seen a dog do 23.50 anything first look. I was there, Eden Star. I know you was there, Roxham Nidge as well, Tony, when he broke the track record. And I don't think we're quite there, but we are in the realms of these superstars, aren't we, with the potential this dog's showing?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, obviously, you look at the list of winners of events, and there's always 3 or 4 that you can take out and go there in the royalty zone, like, and Magical Luca. He's certainly following in the footsteps of the great Eden Stars and your Roxham Nidges at this stage of his career.
Yeah, brilliant. Really exciting dog. Fair play to owner and trainer Pat Guilford to sending him over for Kevin Hutton to steer in this event. And we look forward to that. It's the 8:01 on Friday night at Romford. If you're only watching one race on Friday night, make sure it's that one, 8:01. A superstar in action there, Magical Luca. Let's go on to Heat 5. This is the 8:19. Dunbar Formula on the inside, 7 to 1. Essex Gunner, 12. Droopy's Verdict, 8 to 1. Black Bernie Bullet, 10s. Crafty Santino, 1 to 2, despite getting turned over on debut. And Bluey Bullet around the outside for Paul Young at 6 to 1. Now, the switch from trap 2 to 5 for Crafty Santino, I think will suit here, Tony. I'm not going to go against the favourite despite the skinny offerings. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'd rather see him win a race rather than bet at the odds on. I mean, it just shows you, broke the 24-second barrier in a couple of prep trials and didn't live up to expectations on debut. That's Romford for you. But there's no doubt that the dog's got talent, and once the penny drops, will probably be a very nice type for Tony Dean.
Yeah, it was a really interesting guy as well. I spoke to Tony on the phone last week. As formerly trained Category 1 winners, he's won the Blue Ribbon, and he owned a Derby runner-up as well. Great story, great bloke. He loves the game. He's been an owner sort of his whole life, and he can train a dog as well. So we wish him well. I think he's got just the one dog in his kennel at the moment. So it'd be an incredible story. Crafty Santino there in heat number 5. Right, let's go to the final heat then. And we have got Always Righty on the inside, 12-1. This is the 8.36. Zenith Kindi at 6-1. March on Luna, 5-2. Jazzy George, 11-4. Behemoth, 8s. And Stormy Pat, who has progressed through the grades incredibly. A6 to A3, now into the Puppy Cup at 2-1 for Katie O'Flaherty. And is going to be my pick as well. This just looks like a textbook traditional Romford dog. The race card is littered with very quick away and quick away, which is the name of the game over the 400 metres. So I'm going to take a chance with the progressive grader, if we can call him that, in the stripe, Stormy Pat. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I can see your angle improving at a rapid rate and improved at the boxes as well. So Stormy Pat clearly I think, will adjust to life in a higher level based on the slick exits that we've seen. But I like March on Luna here. Opened her account in decent fashion last time out, showed the right attitude, got some decent enough times to her name in trials at Yarmouth, and I thought drawn inside Jazzy George was more helpful rather than a hindrance.
That is heat 6. Let's move on to the outright then. Magical Luca's 1-5 to win his heat, and he is 8-15 to win this year's Puppy Cup, the shortest anti-price favourite I've ever seen for this event. The track, first of all, Tony, is a leveller, right? So there will be plenty of people staring at that 8-15 thinking, I wouldn't mind laying some of that, a missed break and it could be out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't bet anything 3 runs in an anti-post competition at Romford. I couldn't care if Magical Luca was doing 22.50. I'd still take a back seat and watch a great dog do the business. Like 8-15 in 3 rounds at Romford. He could easily blow him away, win 8 lengths in the first round, 8 lengths in the semis, 8 lengths in the final. I wouldn't be cursing myself saying, I should have got involved at 8-15. I want to look for something a little bit bigger price and hopefully the each way side of things. I thought Droopy's All the Way might be the one. Just on the basis, I think the draws worked out well in the first round, and this could be the chance for the dog to get back on the right path, having won on debut, 24.09. I also looked that day, there's about 16 railers in this event, and none of them are really blast away types, so I think that's in our favour as well.
Nice. Well, let's give you the full show then. I mentioned Magical Luca's 8-15. Crafty Santino 8s, Vermithor 8s, Jack Tavendon is 14s, and Droopy's All the Way, Tony's pick there, giving you a bit of juice, 20-1. I'm going to go with Jack Tavendon, who faces the impossible task of actually racing against Magical Luca in the opening round. And I feel that's maybe factored into the price a little bit. This is a dog who caught my eye first couple of starts around Romford. Nothing flashy from the boxes, but showed nice all-round speed. And listen, I think we're playing for places when you're having these each-way wagers. Magical Luca's going to take some stopping, but I like Jack Tavendon. I think this dog will go deep and go close to being in one of those places. So 14-1 looks a solid each-way play for me. Let me ask you this, Tony, before we move on then. So we don't want to know Magical Luca at 8-15. Pricing up is your game, and you're very good at it. What price would you get involved? So I said to you, well, what price do you want then, Magical Luca, to win this Puppy Cup? What price would you think, yeah, go on, I'll have a go?
Oh, yeah, I mean, 4 to 5, 10 to 11 evens, you'd be a player, but anything like the 2-on mark, just 3 rounds at Romford, as I say, at those prices, I mean, you even don't know. I mean, you could get off colour. You've got so many things that could come into play when you're betting anti-post. It's fraught with danger. Anti-post markets sometimes are for probably bigger odds. They're like a long-term investment. So I'm always sceptical about getting involved too short because nothing's ever set in stone. Even if you've got the quickest dog could pick up a little minor niggle. You just never know.
Well, you should trademark the phrase any given Friday because anything can happen at Romford. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people out there who want to be with Magical Luca and plenty of people that want to be against. I'm not sure there'll be too many takers at 8-15. But he is a superstar and we're looking forward to seeing him action. That is the Coral Romford Puppy Cup, £10,000 to the winner on Friday night. The first round heats live on Premier Greyhound Racing. Right, we are recording this on Wednesday morning. So it's going to be a quick turnaround. We will touch very quickly on the action at Yarmouth this evening. The £15,000 click competition to East Anglian Derby kicks off. It is one of the biggest competitions of the year. It was won 1,000,000 times by the great Charlie Lister. Some brilliant dogs down the years, the very best over 4 bends, have competed and won this event. Let's give you the show. Romeo Still 6-4, Not So Steady 9-2, Brindle Bully 10s, Bocco's Buster 11s, Tiffield Tarquin 12s, 20s bar, 462 metres, a huge run to the first bend, Tony, which certainly gives them a chance to sort themselves out. What's your outright view?
Yeah, I mean, when the draw come through, I thought, oh yeah, here's the Yarmouth Derby draw. And I was looking through, and I was a bit disappointed. I mean, I think it's probably one of the weakest Yarmouth derbies I've seen for a long time, if not ever. For the prize money that is a 15 grand prize money, like I thought it'd be a lot stronger renewal. It looks like the locals have had to sort of fill the competition. Romeo Still moved very well in a trial. I mean, tracks are running crazy fast at the minute. I just don't, particularly Nottingham. 27 dead on 30 fast. I mean, he's freaky fast. The longer the run to the bend, the better for Romeo Still. You always get some dogs drift off badly at that second bend. They can be a railer and move off extremely wide, taking the contours of Yarmouth. But yeah, look, the Romeo Still dog, he is a worthy favourite for the competition. But if forced to pick an anti-post, I'm going to take a chance with Righty. He's been there and worn the T-shirt for John Mullins. What a credit to Connections he's been. He's reached numerous finals on his travels. He's proven over 6 bends. He's not getting any younger, but he still retains plenty of enthusiasm. He's got 27, 40, 50 to his name on home soil. Double figure prices. I think he's got every chance of keep making the frame.
Well, there you go, one for the locals as well. Righty, 25-1 for trainer John Mullins. I gave it the big build-up. What a great event it is, and then Tony's turned around and told you it's a graded derby. But there we go. We still need to find the winner. And the Mighty Man will do for me here, 22-1. Now, John Lamb is one of the shrewdest trainers around. I can assure you of that. Based near Perry Bar. He's obviously moving his operation to Dunstall Park. I think his daughter's taken over the licence. You don't need me to tell you that Perry Bar is not near Yarmouth. John is travelling, and he's not travelling to make up the numbers. This dog showed loads of pace in the Gold Cup at Monmore. Ran out in the semi-finals. He won a Cat 3 in really good style off the front. Lovely early pace. A wide dog with early. I think he'll go well here. So at 22-1, he will do for me. And that kicks off Wednesday night, which time of recording is tonight. So if you are getting involved, act fast. You'll be able to watch all of that on the Premier Greyhound Racing service. 6 first-round heats on Wednesday night. And then the following week as well. Really, really good stuff. And there's good supporting card booked in as well. I think there's a sprint competition as ever. And a 6-bend event as well, the Derby Purse. So looking forward to all of that at Yarmouth. I'm sure there'll be a big crowd there as well. Right, we promised you a big story at the top of the show, and we've got a monster story for you. A greyhound who was billed as the K9 Frankel last year, the Irish sensation that is Droopy's Kathleen, trained by Robert Gleeson, owned by top Irish jockey Dylan Brown McMonagle. She is going to be back, and I can tell you that she is going to be targeted at the English Oaks at Dunstall Park. A really exciting story. Great get from colleague Phil Donaldson, who spoke to Robert Gleeson, who has reported that, you know, she's trialling galloping. He wants to get a race into her, Tony, but we've been waiting for her to reappear. She won the Puppy Oaks last year, smashed the track record. The winning run was sensational. Barely saw another dog. She was earmarked the K9 Frankel, and rightly so.
Yeah, and what a coup for Dunstall Park as well. I mean, obviously they've started trials. Until you get a dog or a bitch the class of Droopy's Kathleen go around there, you'll know what the sort of times are going to be going forward in the future. How quick the track should be running, and they'll get their grade and everything. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, how phenomenal she was when first arriving on the scene, and to do what she done, the 27.58 at Shelbourne Park back in November, was just absolutely sensational. She had to sort of work a little bit harder in the final, 28.05, but you sort of turn your nose up at the 28.05 because you're saying she's gone backwards after doing the track record, but she's special for sure, and what a presence in the Oaks.
Yeah, brilliant. That will be in October, the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing, English Oaks. And fair play to Robert Gleeson for even having it in his thoughts. Of course, fingers crossed all goes well and she makes it over. I think he wants to get a race into her first. And by the way, Tony, this is a trainer that is not crossing the Irish Sea to make up the numbers. He's already proven recently.
Exactly that. And it's just fascinating because, as I say, she's been on the missing list. It's just what an ingredient to add to the event, and I'm looking forward to seeing the actual first lot of racing around Dunstall Park, let alone the Oaks and the creme de la creme running around there.
Yeah, so Robert's bringing her over, and of course he's already, was it Droopy's Deploy? He won the Northern Puppy Derby with, and he's also targeting, I think it's a dog called Droopy's Painter as well for the Scurry Cup. So there's £20,000 up for grabs, the Oaks, and he's bringing over a dog for the Scurry as well, which is £7,500 to the winner. So we'll keep you abreast of that in the Racing Post, both online and in the paper. But a great story, something to look forward to next month at the Oaks. Right then, it is that time. You join us here on Off the Leash, brought to you by the Racing Post in association with Premier Greyhound Racing. And it is nap time. Best bets of the week. I do have the honour. You was a little bit disappointing last week, Tony. I hope you don't mind me saying. I was not and produced the good. So I'm going to go first here. And I'm really strong on a dog in the first race at Romford on Friday night, the 6:37. New in solely for Kim Billingham-High, McGrand, who turned up at Romford last week, missed the break, crowded on the run-up, but he really showed nice foot to the corner, lovely early pace. I think he'll break better this time. And because he got turned over last week, I think we'll get a price. So New in Soli, who's been showing really good pace over two bends at Nottingham, I think we'll put it all together on Friday night in the opener at Romford. So New in Soli for me, 6:37. Where are we off to?
Yeah, I've gone to the Produce Stakes, kicked off last weekend at Swindon. Very lopsided event. Romeo Alliance and Romeo Ability, 2 to 15 in the first round, both did the business. But you asked me about prices, and my nap's just purely based on pricing this particular race on Saturday at Swindon on 4:04 in the afternoon. Romeo Ability renews rivalry with little brother Romeo Alliance. Now, it's Alliance who's easily had the upper hand in their recent clashes, but there was a lot of difference in the time. Romeo Ability broke the 28-second barrier first look round in the first round, whereas Romeo Alliance 28.61 had to dig a little bit deeper. I just can't see how that he can be 8 to 15 Romeo Alliance and 6 to 4 Romeo Ability. And just purely on that basis, I think Romeo Ability might just exact revenge on his little brother on Saturday.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Of course, Romeo Alliance, twice a Category 1 winner. And they are both marching on in the Produce Stakes at Swindon. Again, you'll be able to watch that live on the PGR service on Saturday afternoon. So Saturday for Tony, Friday for me. They are our best bets of the week. Right, Tony, it's been an absolute pleasure. We will do battle again next week. We'll have the semi-finals of the Puppy Cup. We'll look back maybe a little bit on the East Anglian Derby. We'll have the Produce final as well. It's no rest, mate. It's non-stop.
No, but when the racing's good, obviously some of the competitions are, for me, a little bit below par. But if the dogs ain't there, they can't enter, can they?
Well, we're going to have Magical Luca smash the track record. We'll have Romeo still smash the track record, and we'll be getting all giddy and excited next week, I'm sure. You out there, make sure you enjoy your greyhound racing, gamble responsibly, and we'll see you next week.